The current political temperatures in Moi University is at its peak. This is because of the forthcoming 32nd Moi University Student Organization election that is scheduled for 22nd of February. But of what impact are these campus politics to the students and in shaping the democracy of Kenya at large? Join me, Ramadhan Omar on Rami TV alongside two political commentators as we dig deeper into campus politics. The urge and genuineness of aspirants to vie for leadership positions in institutions of higher learning has become a subject of discussion, and the tough nut to crack is on whether the candidates have the interest of the students they represent at heart or just campaign for their own personal gain.
There's no rigid reason as to why people vie for these positions. People have different reasons as to why they vie. Some are for power, some are for money, and others, of course, some want that prestige to be a leader for no reason, just a leader.
Most university students who are vying, they're just interested in, putting on suits. For me, those ones are choristers. Yeah, I believe in religion too. Yeah, but for me, I just see them that they're just choristers of vice. They're just hiding, Yeah, it's not all about leadership.
In the 1990s and early 2000s, student leaders were seen to be more vocal on how their institutions were governed and matters of national interest, unlike today, where they seem quiescent. The change of liveliness in campus politics appears to have altered the true sense worth of university politics and politicians in the recent days. The percentage of students participating in campus election has reduced compared to the previous years. Most students cite the lack of visionary leaders as the reason why they don't vote, and a majority of the few who vote do so in blocks or alignments of friendship, fame, and popularity of the aspirants.
The percentage that votes is about 10% as compared to the total number of students. So what happens during elections is the voter apathy. A voter asks, what do I get from this voting? Even those who vote, they do not vote because they want something, that leader to do something for the university. They just vote because that person is their friend, that person could be their relative, their classmate, or such reasons.
Mercy Gerono, a third-year student in Moi University, has never voted and affirms that she never will. Mercy has taken this stand because she doesn't believe in the manifestos of the aspiring student leaders in pretext that it is the same old narratives that entails their manifestos.
My 3 years of being in this institution, I have never voted. I chose not to vote because I did not see what it was, any positive impact that the campaigning process and then the electioneering process, if it had any positive impact on either the school management or the comrades. The agendas that most of these people that vie come up with are not really issues that are substantial for that matter, because most of them actually copy the agendas and manifestos of the previous leaders.
Be that as it may, some think that refraining from voting is not a solution. The few who vote do so with the belief that one day a good leader who will champion for change will finally be elected.
I believe there will be a change, because the last time the leaders who have voted, they were not good leaders. But I believe this time, because I'm in school, I will vote in good leaders who will bring in change.
I do vote and I support voting because each and every time we vote, we believe in change and a change comes.
It is a campaign period in Moi University and aspirants are in search of votes far and wide from comrades. But of what impact are campus politics to institutions of higher learning and the students? According to our research in Moi University, majority of the students do not see the essence of campus politics, citing that leaders do not represent the interests of students once they are elected, but work for the institution.
The modern campus politics has no impact on the normal students. Could be those elected have some advantage, but the normal student would just go and cast the vote, has no advantage whatsoever. This is because what happens in the current campus politics, the people that are elected are just used as vessels. That is by the university.
That student leaders, there is nothing they're doing. Firstly, when they get to the administration and when they've already won those particular positions and they've entered the SGC, that is the Student Governing Council, what they do is that they're lured that, we'll give you scholarships, we'll offer you this, we'll offer you this. So they go for the offers and not the interest of the students.
However, concerns have been raised that students elected in various leadership positions cannot exercise their mandate with fear of facing stringent repercussions like expulsions and suspension by the administration.
And that time there was that right. If we demonstrate, we are demonstrating for our rights. That time you could demonstrate and get back to school. But in the current politics, if you just happen to call for demonstration just because you are a student leader, my friend, the next day you won't be in school. You'll be expelled.
There is a stirring debate on the new election system that was introduced in universities, which has been termed by some students as a tool used by the government to neutralize comrades' voices.
I think the new system is current and malicious. And let me tell you the reason as to why this system was introduced. This system came to kill the comrade power. That's what happened.
How?
When the students could demonstrate, because there was direct touch between the students and let me give an example, the Moi University. The student organization of Moi University is called MUSO. The MUSO officials were usually elected by students. So students would tell them, we want this, this, and this. And then they could do what the students want them to do. But the current system, we have no direct control of the MUSO officials. They are elected by delegates. So they serve the interest of the delegate, not the interest of the students.
In 2018, Moi University Students' Organization chairperson Mr. Isaac Choge tendered in his resignation, claiming that he has no powers, as his position indicates, and did not feel the connection between his position and the students since he was elected by delegates. In the new system, where delegates elect the Students' Governing Council, reports have emerged that some of the delegates are used as projects by those vying for the senior positions. Leila Barasa, a student in Moi University, disagrees with the new election system because she cannot entrust the delegates with the responsibility of electing Students' Governing Council on her behalf, for the reason that delegates can be swayed or compromised in making of the choice.
About entrusting my voting rights to the delegate system, I do not agree with it entirely, because I feel that it's too much responsibility to entrust on one person. These delegates could easily be swayed.
Some students are adamant that they cannot vote because they don't understand the new election system.
Initially tulikuwa tukivotia MUSO chair, hiyo nilikuwa na understand. But sasa hivi mtu unaniambia delegate something 00 something, hata mimi sijaijua kitu inaendelea sasa, sijui. So siwezi vote.
On the contrary, some see no problem with the new system in pretext that delegates are elected by students, therefore electing the Student Governing Council indirectly.
I support it, for one thing. If students will come out strongly and vote the delegates are still students. The top SGC members will still be students. It means when the students come out strongly and vote for those particular delegates, when they vote for those delegates, the majority of students' interests will have been taken into consideration. It means the delegates will just be voting in directly the interests of most of the students.
Leaders like Mwai Kibaki, James Orengo, Johnson Sakaja, Moses Kuria et al. Reached the threshold of becoming national leaders from student leaders, a fading emulation by the current student leaders, with only Babu Owino regarded as the face of campus politics following a similar path. This indicates that campus politics is not doing good enough to shape the democracy of Kenya. The big question remains, what ought to be done to improve campus politics and restore the liveliness it used to have previously?
Campus politics needs a lot of restructuring, and more so it should be put into more practical frameworks. Because you understand that when you compare the initial campus politics and the current campus politics, there's a very big difference in that there are more serious student leaders than the current student leaders. So the government should equally invest more in campus politics, not by manipulating the campus politics, but by supporting it. Yeah, so that most students, majority of those who are in campus are youths. Yeah, and when they go back, when they go outside there in the job market, they should have something that they can go back and support the society with.
Reporting for Rami TV, my name is Ramadhan Omar Sigomba.